It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And here's Murray.
Yo.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Yummy, yummy. Merman in my tummy. Thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join the growing Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. All members get special episodes and content only for members, and all members that sign up will get a special limited edition Film Rage merch item. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a terrible movie to watch, and you know what? We'll watch it. Thanks to all our listeners from all over the world, but mostly our US and Canadian listeners. Some love out also for Australia, UK, and Murray's going to be happy to hear this. We've got a Norwegian listener this year, this month, this day, this week.
Let's go!
Exactly. Thanks, Norway.
Thank you, Norway. I know how to say it in Norwegian, I would.
Work on it for next week.
Movies are back at Canyon Meadows Cinemas. We are open for your viewing pleasure with great new films opening weekly. All health-regulated protocols are in effect for a safe and enjoyable experience. And don't forget, we should be your first choice for your next birthday party or special event. Can't make it to the cinema? We got you covered. Order concessions from our online store, and you can either choose curbside pickup or get them delivered via Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. For more details, go to canyonmeadowscinema.ca. Here at CMC, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the movies.
Let's dance.
Streaming, we've been streaming, and we've been streaming, and doing what?
We've been streaming, Jim.
And even Murray did some streaming on the weekend.
Streaming.
Okay, so we saw a little film on Netflix
Dum dum.
called The Power of the Dog.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to the Mur. It had his man, Benny's Cumberbun.
I didn't personally make it, but yes.
No, but
I did recommend it 2 months ago.
yes.
There you go. The Power of the Dog stars an Englishman playing a rancher in Montana, which is played by the landscape of New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
The acting takes center stage as Butterbun Cabbagepatch delivers an award-winning performance as the aforementioned Montana rancher Phil Burbank. Jesse Plemons continues to be one of the best character actors today as George Burbank, and Cody Smith McPhee as Peter is also very good, along with Kirsten Dunst as Rose, who delivers a competent performance. Perhaps one of the best acted films of the year. The first half of this was very good, as well as we get every character developed and we understand the motivations of all of them. Which apparently Jim disagrees with because he is shaking his head. From there, however, the last half of the film felt a little rushed. And I know with every chapter that went by, we were to understand that we jumped ahead a period of time. But the relationship between Phil and Peter seemed a little rushed, as did Rose's descent into alcoholism. The movie was so well paced over the first half, but then too much, too fast over the last half. Still, I really enjoyed the acting and Bandersnatch Cucumber's performance as a man who was hard on the surface, but beyond the surface, he was a man clinging to the relationship with his brother while lashing out as he desperately concealed his true self. Makes the film worth watching, but all by itself. But even the acting does not make up for the problems I had with the second half, so The Power of the Dog was meh.
Okay. Mur, what do you think about this baby?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Butterbun,
Benedict
Bandersnatch.
Cumberbatch.
Benny and the Jets.
Bubblegum,
I will even go Benedict
Cucumber.
Cumberbatch. If you want to go that.
I'm okay with Cucumber, bitch.
Anyway.
What'd you think, Mur? You saw this? You saw this a while ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah, you did.
As the closing film at the film festival that I worked at. As
Nice.
the last thing.
Which
before
film
I-
festival was that, Mer?
The big one that you
Calgary
guys went to.
International Film Fest.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
I've heard of
one.
that. Everyone should go to that.
CivCalgary.org.
Well, it was the second movie of his I'd seen, and I did not really like the first one.
Oh, the
so
first
I-
one was so good, though.
No,
it
it
really
was me.
wasn't. It was
I
terrible.
really liked it.
It was me.
But of course,
I liked it better than this one.
Benedict was Mondo, as he always is. I
Yes,
love
he was.
how just downright evil he was. He was just a right bastard. Like, he was not likable at all, which for most of the things I've seen him in is not the case.
Yeah, he's kind of Mr. Lovable.
like, even when he played in that Johnny Depp thing where he played the brother of a criminal, even then he was likable.
Ish.
But ish. Yeah, and Cody Smith McPhee, also awesome performance. Real life couple, Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst. They added scenery. I mean, they were okay. They weren't really the central part of the story, though. And Kirsten, I mean, hit and miss with her depending on what she's in. I thought they were both very good in the Fargo series, which was shot here a few years back. Yeah, like, other than their performances, I love this movie. I give it a Mondo.
All right.
And I hope he wins all kinds of awards for it.
Maybe he will. Maybe. So, period piece, Western love story. I'm sorry, who picked this again?
That'd be me.
Okay, just so we're clear here.
Hey, it wasn't a musical, was it?
Yeah,
I
no.
could have thrown that at you, too.
No, it wasn't. If you can find a period piece Western love story musical, then
I know of one.
well, please don't make me ever watch that.
And it has Liam Neeson in it.
I want to kill me
And
now.
they're singing.
I want to kill myself. Okay, so, well, this was a side of Benny that we haven't seen before, as Murray had mentioned. Other than him being a complete asshole, we saw the full frontal side of him having a mud bath. And I want to say scarfter baiting in the forest, which was kind of erotic. This movie is an anomaly. The first hour or so is so draggy and almost moves backwards in time. That's the reason why Bryce loved it so
was
much.
so good
It was
for the
literally
first
moving
half.
backwards in time. I actually fell asleep watching this the first 2 times and had to go back and watch it for a 3rd time.
Wow.
Still, by the time we got to the last 30 minutes, which Bryce had said was
Terrible.
rushed, the creep factor, homoerotica serial killer vibes started taking over, and the entire remaining storyline I found was actually kind of interesting.
So rushed.
I do agree it was rushed. And I do agree that the front part was completely draggy. This story is not
what I said.
no, but that's what I just said. The story is not very clear as to the purpose of the film, and I had no clue what the deal was with Benny and his relationship with anybody. Every character isn't fully developed, in my opinion, and as you leave with a question of who they are and what their motivations and ultimately what the purpose of this movie is at all. The creepy as fuck adult CLF Ichabod Crane looking motherfucker was creepy and got creepier as the film progresses. As much as this character was a mess, I started to enjoy my curiosity of what could possibly be the ending of this film. With no real story or purpose other than a Western period piece love story, it was great to see Adam Beach show up. Can I get a yee-haw?
For like, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, still was in it.
Okay.
He got a credit.
Yeehaw.
He was
Thank
in
you.
Suicide Squad too for 2 minutes.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's Adam Beach. We love Adam Beach.
then.
Then the one of 3 possible endings that seemed to take forever to come finally did. It ended well, in my opinion. I actually liked the ending. The fact that it was the best part probably isn't the same thing that Bryce is saying, and it's obviously not the same thing Murray's saying. We normally complain that the ending can ruin a film, but in this case, for me, it was the beginning of the film that caused this one to hold this film to just a meh. And we have to unpack a few things. Benny chasing the CLF naked in the woods, about to kill him, and then the very next scene, they're best friends in the.
That's my problem.
There was some scenes that didn't make sense. I agree. The transition of draggy cowboy movie to creepy CLF serial killer vibes. I think the first part, it didn't develop the characters enough.
It did develop the characters. It absolutely did. But it was not consistent in its development once we got to the part where everything got rushed and everything just made no sense.
No, but even Peter, you knew he was an awkward character. But he wasn't... You didn't get the feeling he was a serial killer.
No, you didn't. And that's what I'm... That's why we needed to see the transformation.
Yes.
Because there was a transformation. I don't think he just... In the first part of the movie... He wasn't that guy. He became that guy, in my opinion. And we didn't see that transformation.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with you. The transition.
He was bullied for the whole movie. That's why.
But Marie,
it was a snap of a finger.
It was a snap. It didn't. They didn't show him.
It's like he was hypnotized, and everybody said, or somebody said the trigger word, and then he became a different person.
It was like boom.
So
you know what? This movie could have been really great. I think. I think they wasted a lot of stuff at the beginning of the movie.
I think they
because
did
there was a lot of
perfectly.
No, they didn't, because they didn't really develop anything. The whole relationship between the two brothers meant nothing in the movie. Really, ultimately meant nothing. And
that's okay.
And Kirsten Dunst's character was kind of a waste too. Like, they didn't need her either. She didn't really add anything to the story.
That is one thing I agree with.
But I would disagree with you on that, Mur. I thought Kirsten Dunst did a great job in this role. I didn't even know it was her. Without makeup, she was pretty scary.
I think Jesse Plemons is good in everything the guy does. I'm becoming a Jesse Plemons fan.
I think I would agree with you. I'm on Team Jesse. What about you, Mur?
He's all right.
He's okay. That's not bad.
Like I said, I enjoyed him in Fargo. He was great in Game Night.
Okay.
And you didn't like him in Antlers? Didn't you give Antlers a Mondo?
Oh, yeah, he was in Antlers. Yeah, he wasn't the main guy in Antlers, so he was just a...
He was one of the main guys.
Yeah, one of the wasted characters, if you ask me, but anyway.
Nice. Well, you know what that means. This movie doesn't get anything other than 2 Mez and a Mondo.
The Mondo
a sitcom?
is important.
Yep. Then we went to the cinemas.
We did go to the cinema.
Woof.
Begrudgingly for some of us.
Begrudgingly.
Oh, I guess I gotta start.
We were called Film Rage for a reason, Bryce.
Yeah, well, congratulations, you succeeded.
What? You couldn't give either of these.
The first one we went to was awesome. Called Wolf. And the story, it was a high concept art house drama. Blah.
Not
a boy who believes he is a wolf and basically gets institutionalized by his parents with a bunch of other kids who also believe they're animals.
Yes.
This is one of the stupidest things I ever saw.
Nice.
I honestly was checking my time.
I was sitting near you. Every 2 minutes you were looking at your
because it was complete torture. The only thing I really enjoyed was the zookeeper. Because he was a right bastard. And I know him from a lot of Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg things. So
Paddy Considine has been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so I've known him from a lot of stuff. So I like him as an actor.
Yep.
So I enjoyed that he was like trying to convince these people, trying not to offend here, who actually believe that they were animals. And then the one who thought she was a bird, he basically almost pushed her out a window just to make her prove she could fly.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I'm not a bird. I'm not a bird. Like, no kidding, because if you jump, you'll break your freaking neck.
That's
like,
right.
Duh, wake up.
She even had feathers.
So, yeah, I did enjoy his part until it got a little homicidal at the end there. yeah, this is a huge giant rage for me.
Nice.
So, go ahead, boys.
Go ahead, Bryce.
Not.
Yeah, no, it was.
Wait, you're not gonna use the Murray line? I completely disagree with everything Murray just said. That's Murray's favorite line.
I expected you to.
I actually do disagree with pretty much everything he said.
I know you did.
The one thing that I don't know. This movie I really, really enjoyed.
How much did you really enjoy?
I mean, there's obvious symbolism involved here where we're not really talking about, people that think they're animals. We're talking about something completely different. We're shedding a light on it using this format, which is why I'm uneasy with the whole concept of the film. I really enjoyed the film, but it's obviously symbolic, in my opinion, of like conversion therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And
it kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, and because of that,
it isn't though. I mean, it. I know what you're saying. It's got overtones of conversion therapy, which is so wrong.
Yeah.
Except when people are walking around society thinking they're a wolf, right? It's like we probably should help them.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's just completely different in that respect.
Which is completely different in that respect.
Yeah.
Having said that, the performances were tremendous.
Yes.
There's so much of this that I enjoyed so much. I'm just uneasy with the whole thing for some reason. I don't know why I'm wrestling with it in my head. But yeah, it's a meh with the caveat that I really loved it.
You loved all of it or parts of it? Most of it?
Most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except the concept.
It was a little... The preachy compliance.
If this was
with
just
symbolism.
a movie about a boy who thought he was a wolf,
then maybe he could get past it.
If this was a boy who thought he was a wolf who like lived in the wild and like ate like
you mean like
raw
Mowgli?
Animals,
you mean like Mowgli?
Or like antler, but like have him actually in the forest.
Because wasn't Mowgli
behaving
raised by
like
wolves?
a wolf? Yeah, but these were obviously disillusioned young people, which is where it led to this, the concept of the conversion therapy, blah blah blah. But if he was out in the wild thinking he was a wolf and lived like a wolf, I may have enjoyed it a little more.
That's what he ended up doing theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Well, let's not spoil the ending.
Yeah. But,
so
George McKay, by the way, he's a good young actor.
He is, yeah.
And
I would agree.
And Lily Rose Depp, I forgot
Johnny's
that.
daughter.
Yeah, I forgot that I'd seen her before, but I've seen her many times. Apparently, when I looked at her IMDb, first time I saw her was in that Yoga Hosers with Kevin Smith. She's come a long way since then.
Actually, I haven't seen
Thank
that.
God. Yeah, she did a great job too.
She
Actually,
was very, very good.
She comes from good stock.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Really well acted movie.
Yep,
a lot of good.
I would agree. I don't normally like love stories, as you all know, but love stories of man wolf and woman cat could be a little bit of a different story. This is not your usual story of man wolf meets woman cat. They make a few kippies, and the whole world is fine. This is a different kind of love. The building sexual tension of this cat and wolf interaction made my pants play a little game of Red Rocket, just like the wolf might if he was watching this film. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we get it.
This film has a very, 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 very slow build and execution. There really is not much to the story or the characters, again, and pretty much is an exercise in one doctor power tripping to torture animal out of these kids suffering from clinical lycanthropy. But our doctor villain, as we've talked about, Patty, does a great job getting us to hate his guts in this role. This movie does a great job of seeing these great young actors, as we've talked about, stretching their acting chops as they become a toucan or a cat or a dog, or in our lead's case, the wolf. The film does not do a great job of pacing, in my opinion, and keeping the film interesting enough to help to keep you awake for the first 3/4 of this film. Moral of the story, and the best line pretty much sums it up. It's not about surviving, it's about surviving as me, which, to Bryce's point, I think really does give a heavy influence of conversion therapy. And truer words have never been spoken. I like the CLFs and the acting by all of the actors and wished there was a bigger and more expanded story here, in my opinion. Plus more well-constructed characters. I feel the wait for what I was hoping it was going to be didn't deliver and didn't make up a lot of the downtime that we had in the story. It was an interesting idea and concept and had some amazing parts. Some of this film was brilliant, but it wasn't a dog. It was just a man.
There you go. Some of it was brilliant.
It was. There was some real brilliance in there. And even though I'm joking about my red rocket, the scene of those two on the roof in the sexual tension that was going on between them, where yet they weren't actually having sex, was probably the best scene I've ever seen from any movie that brought sexual tension to people pretending they were animals.
I could see that.
Yep.
I
I kind of wish I did that in drama class when I was in drama, but
Well, it's not too late to become a drama teacher and
get kids to do that.
Okay, let's
Sounds a little creepy, actually.
forget I said
No,
anything. Let's go back. That never happened.
That never happened. Okay, so we also got to see a movie called Come On, Come On.
Come on, come on. Every time I hear that, I
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Please, please me, oh yeah, like I please you, oh yeah.
But that song's not even in the movie.
It's not in the
Watch us
movie.
get sued for copyright.
I kind of wish that the song was in the movie. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
So this movie, first off, I need to let Bryce know, and I know he's going to disagree with this. This movie did not need to be in black and white. I'm not saying that I didn't like it being in black and white. I'm just saying it did not need to be in black and white, and I will explain why later.
Whatever.
Second, and the reason why it didn't need to be a black and white film, is that because this is a character film to the nth degree. They didn't even. This could have been a play. It could have been just on one scene.
That's why we're
the
so well
scenery.
in black and white.
The scenery did not even need to be there.
Right.
The fact
That's
that it
why it
was
could be in black and white.
the fact that the sceneries were also beautiful just added to this film. The relationship of this uncle and his nephew, to a point of love and admiration, was a brilliant portrait of a different love than normally we get to see in films in general. Especially in dramas, and that surrounds this complex family. I had a quiet, soothing smile on my face through this entire film, mostly from the chemistry between Woody Norman playing Jesse and his uncle Joaquin Phoenix playing Johnny. Woody Norman falls into the 3% of CLFs on par with my favorite CLF of all time, Soo-Ann Kim from Train to Busan. And he acted the fuck out of this movie. I really loved the emotional connection that we get to have with these amazing characters and truly enjoyed the arc of each of the family. If I had one criticism, I would say that it perhaps could have used a bit of editing. I think it was a little longer than it needed to be. I think they could have left a few scenes on the cutting room floor.
Nah.
I really love this film, be it in black and white or if it had been in color, because it really was the characters that made this film Mondo.
What'd you think, Mur?
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
What happened to Gabby Hoffman?
What do you mean?
She got awesome.
I don't want to say she got older, but she got older.
Well, everybody
This
gets older.
the same
I'm older.
cute little girl.
Jim's older.
From one
You're
of my
older.
favorite movies of all time.
That was like
Uncle
35,
Buck.
40 years
Yeah,
ago.
but how old
Yes.
were you when you saw Uncle Buck? You were probably 20 and she was what?
Oh, I was
10?
No, I was in his 80s.
So you're 10 years
I was
older
like
than her.
17 or something, but
I love Uncle
yeah.
Buck. That was a good movie.
Having said that, yeah, I just didn't really like her much in this at all. But
Really?
You didn't like her in this?
What? Really?
no, I just didn't.
I thought she was awesome.
You know how big fan I am of Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
That being said, I didn't hate this as much as his other movies.
Okay, so
It was okay. I mean, the CLF was definitely a CLF. He was charming as hell.
yep.
Annoying at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, I wouldn't let him get away with half the stuff he got away with. I don't care if he was my kid.
Would you say you'd put him over your knee and give him the taste of the back of your
He would
hand?
definitely get more than a few timeouts. That's for damn sure. But yeah, it was okay. Once again, didn't need to be in black and white. Didn't need to be that long. Cut like a half an hour off it. I might have actually enjoyed it a little more.
So
Just a meh.
it's a meh.
It's Joaquin Phoenix. It's a meh. I will never give any of his films ever a Mondo.
Well, that's
just so
very
you know.
that's very close-minded of you.
You're damn
Murray.
right it is.
Now, we are seeing Sandra
Come-
Bullock next week.
Come see West Side Story with me then. Mr. Open-mindedness.
Yes.
Well, but we've seen the original. It was terrible.
It's not the same thing.
How's it going to be any
It's
different?
not the same
Well,
thing.
it is directed by Spielberg.
Spielberg.
this time.
It's not going to make a difference. It's the
Whatever.
same movie.
Anyway, I give it a meh. Go.
Come on, come on.
Come on, come on.
So let's see. The way that they kind of melded what seemed like they were definitely just interviewing kids.
Yep.
There was no script.
Nope.
That being, melded with the rest of the story was done so well.
Yes.
The acting was tremendous. Joaquin
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix, Gabby Hoffman, and Woody Norman. This was just so well acted.
Don't you think Woody Norman was actually brilliant in this?
He was brilliant.
Like, I can't even believe.
For this kid, as much as you want to say, well, Joaquin Phoenix was in this movie was carried by this kid.
Oh, totally.
This kid had
Yeah.
this movie on his shoulders.
Oh, and he nailed it.
Completely nailed it. So, yeah, I mean, acting, check. The story just sucks you right in. You're right in there with these guys. You can understand every choice that's made, and you sympathize with the uncle, and you sympathize with the mother, and
the kid,
and you almost, yeah, and the kid as well. Obviously, the kid. Such a well presented a movie that really at the end of it, I was a little exhausted because I went on a little emotional roller coaster.
It's a huge roller coaster.
And it touches on so many things in it, and all important stuff. It's got a lot to say, and it says it well. And at the end of it, you kind of feel better about the world. I'm okay with, just because of the interviews that they had with the kids, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the world.
These kids, the kids they're interviewing, I wonder, did anybody research on it? Were any of those kids real kids? They just
I think they had to be all.
They seem so natural.
I would be shocked if they weren't just.
I don't think there are that many good actors like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they just interviewed some kids and they spliced it into their movie.
Yeah.
They had Joaquin Phoenix sit there, hold a microphone
Yeah.
in some
They
kids'
probably
faces.
Interviewed about 10 times more.
Oh, I'm
kids
sure
than
they did.
actually-
Oh, they
I'm
probably
sure
did
they
100.
Probably did
100
hundreds
kids,
of
So
them.
yeah.
they just picked 2 or 3 that they liked.
Yeah. Well, I think they ended up picking up almost a dozen, I would say, in the end. But
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a cool concept. Yeah. I don't think I've seen a movie that I can think of
yeah.
where you have an uncle and nephew relationship that was to this. I mean, we talked to Uncle Buck. Maybe that's the only movies that she's making these days. But
I'll make the movie
as long as there's an uncle character. That's just an unspoken. I mean, even think in your own relationship.
Yeah.
And I think this is the transition that we, as the age that we are, where we came from and where things are now. I think uncles are having better relationships with their nephews because some of them are choosing not to have kids. You may have an uncle that chooses not to for whatever reason, or maybe they can't.
Yeah.
And so they're really taking on. I mean, I don't have the relationships with my uncles that would have been able to. I couldn't have spent 4 weeks with my uncle. There's no way.
So, I guess I should tell you what my rating was.
I think it's obvious.
It's obvious. It was Mondo.
It was Ray. No.
It was a rage.
It was and if this is actually one of my favorite movies of the year.
It's It's up there for me. Are you saying it may get the coveted Film Rage Bryce Award?
It's not out of the question, but
Okay,
I can't
I'm just
say
saying.
for sure. There's been some good ones.
There has been some good ones. And there's been some good acting.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this movie.
You know what that is?
Cuff? What?
What?
What the what?
What the who the whaty?
Why is that still on there?
Yes.
We got a secret screening.
Wait, yeah, we went to a Cuff movie.
Calgary Underground Film Festival presents a Cuff Secret movie.
Top
The Secret is now out. We got to see Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. It's a Japanese movie. And how do you describe this movie?
I've got some ideas.
So do I.
So Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes is a sci-fi movie that looks as though it was a lot of fun to make, which in turn make it a very fun movie to watch. This time-shifting comedy had me grinning from its opening scene. The execution, while not flawless, was so much fun that suspending disbelief in certain situations was no problem at all. It is a film that you need to just go along for the ride and you will not be disappointed. So much fun, so much wacky sci-fi goodness, so much Mondo.
All right. Mer, what'd you think?
Groundhog Day to the nth degree. Much like that movie, I enjoyed about the first 5 minutes until the joke got old.
But it's Bill Murray.
And I enjoyed about the last 10 minutes when stuff got serious and they actually broke the time loop. But yeah, like watching these guys run up and down the stairs.
It's fantastic.
And then they were carrying these monitors, which apparently do not need cords or anything.
there was a cord. It was just really long.
It was like 2 miles long. Because the guy lives on the 5th floor.
That's where you gotta suspend your belief
and the
a
cafe
little
is
bit.
on the ground floor.
I know.
And they just kept running it up and down the stairs.
Well,
Don't you see the comedy in that though?
it's actually
it's
funny.
funny. It makes it funnier.
The first few times I did, it got really repetitive, as this kind of movie would after a while. But
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know. The joke just got tired for me, and then I was like, I wanted something new to happen. And then the bad guy showed up. I'm like,
And then
hey,
something
where's
new
our
happened.
money? Blah blah blah. I'm like, then it started to get exciting. Then they were like predicting the future, and I'm like, I kind of enjoyed the last 10 minutes or so, but
It wasn't a very long movie, though. It was
No,
only
it was
70
70
minutes.
minutes.
10
So-
minutes. That's like half the
and,
movie.
That's half the
and I
movie.
enjoyed 15 minutes of it.
Okay, there you go.
If it was a short, if it was like a 30-minute short or 20-minute short, I would have loved it immensely. I would have
Gotcha.
given it a Mondo.
It was
But
perfect.
it got a little tired for me, the middle part. But
So you're saying?
just a man.
All right. You did chortle a little bit?
I chortled a couple times.
Nice. So, Japan does it again, but with a sci-fi comedy this time. Think Back to the Future meets Memento meets
Groundhog
Japanese
Day.
Starbucks. Normally, rewatching a movie over and over and over and over and over a period of 2 minutes at a time would ensue me to rage, as it almost did to Murray. And few movies of this type have pulled it off. 1, Tenet. 2, Memento. And 3, Edge of Tomorrow are just a few off the top of my head. Thank you, Murray, for reminding me how much I did enjoy Groundhog Day as well. And now we have Infinite 2 Minutes is also a part of that club. They spun this tale having 2 minutes in the past tell the future of 2 minutes, which then tells the future to the past. And by putting them together, they create a Drost TV. As they say, maybe it's TV time?
They create a wormhole. basically.
Exactly. They create a wormhole by pointing the monitors
TVs at
together.
each other.
It's the
Yeah.
best. This is funny more than it should have been, and it was a lot of fun for these bunch of friends bending time and playing pranks on themselves, winning lottery tickets, and finding a rare zebra pill bug. This film had me smiling at its silliness, intelligence, and great acting by this young Japanese cast. It was a lot of fun and silly, and if you can get behind that, you're going to enjoy it more. I didn't get tired of the 2 minutes thing.
No,
actually,
I didn't
because
get
they
tired
kept
of it at
changing
all.
it, and then they made it more intellectual as it went forward.
It
which-
kind of just kept getting funnier.
was it, especially when they found the pill bug. That was the one.
Pill bug was
that
good.
was
the
that
bottle
was,
of ketchup was
it was-
hilarious.
yes, there was a bunch of scenes.
Just a random symbol.
The symbol was
Symbol.
great.
Just-
Yeah, the
she
symbol was
just
good.
has a symbol.
She just had.
around.
Well, she
There.
explained why she had it.
Yeah, but
She was dating
Why
a
the hell would
drummer.
he take all this stuff with him?
Because he was a drummer. Have you met drummers?
Yeah, I am a drummer. Thank you very much.
To my point, you should know better. Leaving your symbols all
Yes,
over
it was quite ridiculous.
for late times
symbols
booty calls.
and symbols. Yeah.
Well, it was timeless. It was funny. It was Mondo. I loved it.
And
As did I.
and a big thank you to Brenda and Brennan
Yeah,
and the rest for
putting on a great
inviting
surprise.
inviting us to hang out and watch it.
Sometimes membership has its
It
privileges.
does.
Oh, by the way, it'll be coming out apparently next year.
There you go.
Yeah,
Look
That's
for
like
it.
in a month.
yeah, January. So watch for it.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Sweet, sweet rage. Well, you don't hear me say this very often. In fact, this may be the first time I've ever said it. It's not usual where the beginning of a movie is actually the worst part.
But the beginning was so good.
No, the beginning was long and drawn out and had made no sense to the end of the
It
movie.
made sense. Well, it didn't because it fell
the
apart
end
at the end.
No, the end was the best
beginning
part.
Set it up good.
No, the ending was fantastic.
The beginning was
Creepy
fantastic.
serial killers
Then
with
they
with
couldn't
awesome.
stick the landing.
They couldn't develop the characters enough in the first part of the
All
movie.
right, I'll shut up.
We're talking about
This is your time.
the power of the dog.
Won't say another word.
Well, you might have the reverse of this. I don't know. Because we have conflicting. Here's an interesting story because we both had the same rating, and yet for almost it's kind of the same reason is that there wasn't enough development in the movie. But I actually more enjoyed the last half of the movie because it got a little zany and wacky.
Yeah, I didn't like the
and
last
I liked
half.
the zany and wacky, and I
loved
didn't
the
feel
first
the
one.
first part really built enough. So my rage is this week is make a complete movie, which is kind of the same thing as we normally rage about.
is
the
damn
power
near
of the
impossible.
dog was on its way to being Mondo, and then the ending happened.
Yeah, and then it could have been better at the beginning, and then it would have been Mondo all the way through.
Wow.
Or
That's
for
my
me,
rage.
It would have been Mondo all the way
Yet
through.
we both thought it was meh.
Oh well, what do you know?
Stuff.
That was your rage.
That was my rage.
All right, then.
Make a better beginning.
My rage this week is this Friday. A movie by the name of Agnes is coming out,
Agnes.
directed by Mickey Reese.
Bryce's man crush.
Mickey Reese directed Climate of the Hunter, one of the best movies of last year.
It was man.
It was so good. And it is being released in theaters in Vancouver and Toronto.
Wait, we don't live in Vancouver or Toronto. Where do we live?
That's why this is my rage. It's not coming out in Calgary.
We're not a big enough city.
What I don't understand is how after Climate of the Hunter cannot the whole world be clamoring for this latest film from Mickey Reese? I don't get it.
Well, I think it's because that movie was meh, and people are going, maybe
That
this
movie-
next movie's going to be meh also.
was
if you're like
pure
me,
genius.
You're saying, who the hell is Mickey Reese?
Well,
Why
I'll tell
Why
you.
would I go see his movie?
Mickey Reese
he makes a movie every year.
makes a lot of movies. He does.
Does he make a lot of money?
No, he makes
I
no
was
money.
he may make money. I'm hoping he makes money off this one. At any rate,
Not
I'll be
in two
watching.
cities he won't.
Well, it's also coming out on video on demand.
Bryce is going to buy it. And this is another call out, I think. You know, it's a rage But Mickey Reese, if you're listening,
Yeah, get your whole catalog on Blu-ray.
Bryce wants it all.
Do you need like some startup money? I don't know. Like,
money's
what do you
out there.
need?
GoFundMe page.
I need me
That's-
some more Mickey
I think-
Reese.
I think
'cause
that's
I've
what you
literally
should do.
only seen one movie, and I think he's like the greatest thing ever. I want to see it all.
I'm suggesting to you, and I think Murray's idea is fantastic. You should start a GoFundMe page
Yeah.
to bring all of his back catalog to DVD.
Might be onto something there.
That's right, Hot Sandwich.
That's right.
All right. And anyways, I just want to see Mickey Reese on the big screen. I think he's a great director, and I'm kind of bummed that I got to order it on video.
And
on
Agnes
demand.
looks fucking amazing.
Oh, it looks so.
It's got demons and shit, and
It's got-
exorcism, and
It's gonna be crazy.
naughty nuns. It looks fantastic.
Oh, so looking forward to it.
Just what every holiday film needs.
Yes, Satan.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Well, this week we don't actually have a promo, and I'm gonna get mad. All of our podcast friends that are listening, send us your promo to filmragecalgary@gmail.com, or we're not gonna play promos.
There you go. All right, then.
Let's move to some joy.
It is time to bring some holiday joy to this podcast. And the Merman is just the one to do it. This week, I rediscovered a forgotten holiday film,
Uh-oh.
Babes in Toyland,
Oh, you mean with Keanu Reeves in it?
starring none other than Jim's boy, Keanu Reeves,
Nice.
and the precocious Drew Barrymore.
Yes.
This film actually presents a dilemma for Jim. It features
What?
Keanu, who Jim loves, but it's also a musical.
That's right.
Yes, Keanu Reeves sings.
And he dances.
And he did. I don't know why he dances in this one.
He did.
The basic gist of the story, in case you missed it, is 11-year-old Lisa from Cincinnati wakes up in Toyland and has to stop Mary Contrary from marrying evil Barnabas.
Nice.
And the love of her life is Jack Me Nimble, played by Keanu Reeves.
He jumps over that candlestick, I bet.
I didn't see a candlestick.
Oh, there was one.
And this movie is basically a big jumbled mess, and it's as sugary as it possibly can get. It's just a whole bunch of fairy tale characters like Jack B. Nimble, Mother Hubbard, Georgie Porgy, Jack and Jill, and just horrible musical numbers. Putting one song about how great Cincinnati is, which they sing in the car about how great Cincinnati is.
Wait, was this the reason? Because I know how much you love Cincinnati. Is this why you watched this movie?
Would never say a disparaging word about Cincinnati.
Exactly.
Except that I've been there, and yeah, it ain't all that.
Okay.
But it's got all kinds of over-the-top cheesy acting, and it's got Keanu in it.
That's right.
Now, rounding out this stellar cast is a couple of old TV veterans, Richard Mulligan and Eileen Brennan from Private Benjamin. And I can't read my script because my printer went out. And also features Pat Morita as the toy maker,
No.
Mr. Miyagi himself.
No kidding.
And Jill Sholin, who would go on to become a screen queen in the 80s and act with Robert Englund in the horror movie of Phantom of the Opera, which is I know her from. And little tidbit, she has actually starred with both Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage. And she was engaged to Brad Pitt at one time.
So what are the degrees of separation between her and Kevin Bacon, I wonder?
I don't know if she was there or anything with Kevin Bacon, but anyway, so 3 things I learned from this terrible. It was a made-for-TV movie. But
Nice.
it basically was like a horrible remake of Wizard of Oz. It's what it was. It was a little girl gets spun into another fantasy world and she has to save the day. That's basically what it was. Apparently, if you're from Cincinnati, you're immune to any kind of poison or spell from evil sorcerers.
That's good.
All you have to do is sing the Cincinnati song and it will ward off any evil.
Can we learn this if we go to Cincinnati?
If you watch
Can
the
you
movie,
sing-
you can learn them.
Can't
the
you
song.
sing it for us, Mur?
I don't know. It's just Cincinnati, and they spell it out. But
Cincinnati, and then they spell it
It's not
CINCCIC.
WKRP. That's Renee.
Ah,
And secondly, Drew Barrymore, as an 11-year-old, plays a Swedish sugar precocious preteen, but in real life was a regular in nightclubs,
at 11?
had been smoking for 2 years.
What?
At the time, and would later develop problems with alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine.
Wow.
Think about that next time you watch
Especially when she was beside the pure of heart Keanu Reeves.
That's right. And the third thing is Mr. Miyagi, as the first Asian Santa Claus, makes a better karate master.
I don't know. I want to see a Asian
And finally,
karate kicking
we
Santa.
learned that Keanu Reeves can do anything,
Exactly.
including singing terrible songs and making this sugary mess watchable. And he actually dated his co-star. Go Keanu.
That a boy.
That's all I got.
So wait, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Is this a Mondo for you?
No, it was a mad, but it was a holiday film, and it was on TV. I watched it.
And that was the first time you've seen it?
I may have watched it when I was younger, but I don't think I liked it when I was younger. But I also didn't know Keanu Reeves was in it.
I've never watched it.
There you go.
You know what? This is one that we should dare him to
Should dare
watch
him to
for
watch.
Christmas this year.
Made for TV movie.
You're right.
But it's got Keanu in it.
That's right. It's got Keanu in it.
That
Drew Barrymore.
doesn't matter.
It's kind of the voider of all things Christmas.
I'm not watching it.
Oh, you're missing out.
No, I'm not.
We're going to sing the Cincinnati
Sure
song
thing,
next
Grinch.
week for Christmas.
There you go.
It's something.
Okay.
Okay. So, for those of you who are not up to date, we've been talking about our man, James Caan. Still, hey, you weren't around for the dark days of Denise Richards. You don't know what pain is, Murray. You do not know what pain is.
Did I not see the movie with her and Shatner in it?
Yeah, you did.
There you go.
I'm just saying, you didn't have to watch as many of her films as Bryce and I did.
Which I've seen just about
So,
as many.
I need to bring up, I have some good news, and I have some bad news.
Okay.
So, we agreed last week that I would watch Good Enough,
Yep.
and Bryce would watch the other one.
The other good movie.
Yeah, the other
The Good Neighbor.
The Good Neighbor. So, I just want to tell a little bit about this movie. The acting, script, concept, and pretty much the whole movie was contrived, and I cared nothing for anyone in this entire film.
Oh, no.
But as I said, there was good news and bad news.
Okay.
So the good news is this movie is a rage.
Oh.
The bad news is it doesn't count towards our James Caan reviews
Why?
because he actually wasn't in the movie. He just his voice was. You heard a playback
Awesome.
of an answering machine.
That's
So
awesome.
depending on what happens with Bryce's Good Neighbor, we may have to watch.
I'd give it a mono just for that fact alone.
I watched the.
May you watch it.
But do you remember we were in the movie theater last week, and I'm just kind of like, I want to see if I can get this movie on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'm scanning through it, and I actually turned to Bryce and I said, you know what? I kind of scanned through the whole thing, and I don't think I saw James Caan. And he just kind of looked at me like, so?
It's like he's got to be in it.
He's got
in the credits.
He's in the credits, and he's like up there in the list.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he did not appear once.
So
So it doesn't count.
doesn't even
That's
count.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm all confused now.
Okay, so
Okay,
what do you need to know?
Well, I'm watching back-to-back James Caan movies over the last couple of weeks. and,
Yes.
You know,
Shall we back it up?
I watched Holy Lands,
Yep. Which was a meh.
which was which was so close. Like, it was so good. I really, really liked it.
It wasn't great. It was good.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't a Mondo.
No, it wasn't, but it had such...
It doesn't matter. Get past it.
But here's the thing. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
There's no question that I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm watching The Good Neighbor.
Yep.
I enjoyed it too.
Did you
It's
give it a
pretty-
Mondo?
It's not Mondo though, but it was quite good.
So it was meh. Okay, so
It
we
was
got going
really
backwards.
But here's the thing: I'm watching back-to-back James Caan. I'm enjoying them all, How is this guy on our doubted list? I mean, our doubted
Because-
list is like crazy.
It's okay. You know the rules of the
I
doubted
know,
list.
I think if it's
He's
like,
still making bad choices.
he is, but if you're making only 50% bad choices, are you really doubted?
If the shoe fits, then he has to wear it. So the red maple leaf was enough rage to potentially carry over to 10 movies. And he made that. Remember when he made that? And need I remind you, he also made Queen Bees?
But if he didn't make
Okay, so
then
here
he'd
we
have-
go.
then
The
it would
Good
be
Neighbor is the
followed
Good
by
Neighbor was a
Holy
meh
Lands,
for
and he wouldn't
you.
be on it.
We now have to watch the Sicilian Vampire
I don't want to watch the Sicilian Vampire
because
Although
we know it's
probably-
going to be a rage.
No, I think it's going to be good.
You think so?
Well, everything I've watched of his lately has been good.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah.
Shall we go back?
Well, Holy Lands and Good Enough, or The Good Neighbor. Sorry,
They're both mad. Too bad they weren't together. Then he wouldn't have to be on the
I
list.
know. Let's just move some around.
That's not the way the world works, buddy.
I think
It's not the world.
Sicilian Vampire is probably going to be good.
The name alone makes me rage.
But no, you know what? Let's watch Sicilian.
Equal parts Goodfellas
Yeah.
and From Dusk Till Dawn.
There you go.
Reputed mobster Sonny Trafficante was
Oh,
hoping to get away
No.
to the family hunting
Oh,
lodge.
Yeah.
What?
Look at who wrote and directed it.
Oh yes! Guess
No,
what we're watching?
not watching
Sicilian. Well, then it's
No.
automatically a rage because
It's a rage.
It's a rage. Okay, so then now we have our answer. He's officially doubted.
Okay, let's just wait a second.
He's made 2 Frank D'Angelo movies. That alone should get him on.
yeah, it's true. What the hell are you thinking?
Although
Maybe he owes him money.
Oh my God. Maybe we. Jeez.
Bryce is really wrestling with the fact he has to watch another Frank
Come on,
D'Angelo.
I honestly don't care at this point.
I honestly thought I would never have to watch another Frank D'Angelo movie.
He'll never be
ever.
doubted in my mind. That's good enough for me. You want to leave him
We're
on,
not.
you leave him
We're
on.
not talking about his acting, Murray.
I am talking about his acting.
It has nothing to do with the doubted
To me,
list.
It's all.
It has
Yeah,
nothing to
Sicilian
do with it.
Vampire puts that's 8 back.
Hey, he was in a movie with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, that was a
which I
rage.
liked,
Wait a
except for
second.
her part.
Sicilian Vampire. Okay.
You know what? We're going to take this offline
If
because.
Sicilian Vampire is a rage. The Good Neighbor was meh.
Yep.
The Red Maple
Good
Leaf
enough.
is a rage.
Yep.
Holy Lands is meh.
Yep. Undercover Grandpa. We didn't see. Murray
didn't
gave it a
see.
meh.
It's just
so
a
we might have
rage.
to. It would be a rage for us.
Con Man.
Well, it was a rage for me. We'd have to see.
So I think it makes more sense to watch Con Man because there's no way Sicilian Vampire is going to be meh.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Frank D'Angelo. It's a given.
Yeah. So even if it's a rage, we're just wasting our time because it still doesn't put him on or off the list.
That's true.
The only thing that gets him off the list is a meh, and giving it a rage doesn't put him on the list.
Agreed.
So if we got to watch some piece of crap,
Out of the Blue or Con Man.
yeah.
They're both 4.8.
And I guess it makes more sense
To watch the one
Out
that
of
we
the-
can get a hold of.
Well, that, and maybe it makes more sense to watch Out of the Blue because Queen Bees we've actually seen. And then Out of the Blue and Queen Bees would be Rage.
Yep. Well, we're going to take this offline, people. And we will not be back with James Caan until the new year because we
Yeah,
need some time
I'm-
to recover.
Yeah, this is. I'm actually have enjoyed the last 2. I've really enjoyed them. Like,
Do you want
I
me
am
to-
glad we started doing this just because I never would have watched Holy Lands. It was funny. I liked it. It was
wasn't
well
bad.
acted.
Yeah, pig farmer in
In the Holy
Israel.
Land, in Israel. It's great.
Yeah.
That's such a good concept. It's genius.
I don't know who he was selling
And
to.
the Good Neighbor was really quite good. I enjoyed it, but it was.
Yep. So,
So-
James Caan's on hold.
Okay.
We'll come back with what we can see.
We'll revisit it. We'll see
I think I might go
something.
see the Sicilian Vampire just to make sure.
Okay, if I watch it, I'm not watching it alone. I need someone to like sit
we should
there.
have Murray because Murray hasn't seen any Frank D'Angelo, and this could be his best movie yet.
Okay, I think that's what sometime over the holidays, the three of us get together and watch Sicilian Vampire. No, that's just why did I even say that? No.
Wait, Murray loves James Caan so much.
Okay.
He will probably love this movie. It'll give it a Mondo, and then
It'll be the first
it's
Mondo
over.
James D'Angelo
And
has ever
who else
got.
is in it? That's right, D'Angelo was in it. I probably won't
he's in it.
He's always in it.
because I've seen his acting. He's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
yeah, and his direction's even worse.
I will just go back to James Caan's memorable performances. Enjoy
But you know who is in Sicilian Vampire?
No,
Phil Esposito.
There you go.
Phil Esposito, the hockey player.
Yes,
you
he
go.
plays a character by
Was
the
it
name
shot
of
in
Philly.
Canada?
Of course. He plays a character named
We
Philly.
should just disqualify it right there. Any
Okay.
movie shot
Plays
in
a
Canada is
character
supposed to
named
be in
Philly.
Italy.
He does. Phil Esposito plays a character called Philly. Friend of Antos.
They couldn't get Wayne Gretzky.
Probably
We're
not.
just talking way too much about this. Let's move on.
Moving on.
Is that it for the list?
That's
You
it for
got
the
some-
list this week. Unless we all feel the same way about we talked about someone today that although Murray just said he's okay. Clemens?
Oh, Jesse Plemons, yeah. I think, yeah. You know what? He's not. I don't know.
It's not mesmerizing enough.
Well, I don't. We got to put a hold on this mesmerizing
He's good.
stuff.
He's not mesmerizing, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Done.
Plus,
He's solid.
Solid like a rock.
He's super solid. If as a character actor,
He's the best.
he's one of the best right
Right.
now.
Hot damn.
Let's move on then.
It's moving.
Okay, last time on Rage or Dare, Jim thought he could escape the rage when he pulled from the listener's dare bag the Johnson Family Vacation with the always funny Cedric the Entertainer. This week, Jim and Bryce will get to choose to rage or dare. Let's check in with Jim and see if the road trip movie was as good as the last one he watched, or will Cedric take him on a completely different road to hell?
Johnson Family Vacation.
Where'd you get this one?
I got it from the Dare Bag.
Dare
One of
Bag.
our daring listeners dared us to see it. Or the lucky person who drew it,
That would be you.
which was me. So,
I did not have to watch it. It was like the first week in like 2 years
exactly.
that we've been doing this that I didn't
exactly.
have to do a
Well,
rage
you'll be doing
or
something
dare.
this week. And then you'll forget that I did something by myself this week. So, first off, what the fuck is it with me now having to watch every motherfucking road trip movie? First, I had to watch all the crappy musicals. Now I've got all the road trip movies.
Road
What the
trip.
hell's happening here? Like, I literally just watched a road trip movie not that long ago, which was awful. It was terrible.
It was all right.
But damn, Vanessa Williams in this. She is one fine-looking woman. That's all I'm going to say about that. And we are supposed to believe one of the most beautiful women that has ever walked the planet's surface is married to Cedric the Entertainer. Yeah, this was no better than any other vacation, and I'm making quote sounds, films with the just not as funny Chevy Chase. This had every idiotic road trip trope family vacation movie. The whole teasing on and off with Cedric and Vanessa going to have sex made absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was literally the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in a movie. They are separated, but she cajoles him to going to a hotel so they can have sex, but then she plays hard to get. It made no sense.
It sounds funny.
This was like Paul Blart Mall Cop, but not with any mall, but with him on vacation. Every joke was not funny. Every single scene was predictable and annoying. Cedric is cute, I'll give him that, but I prefer his stand-up, and seeing Jason Momoa in what I can imagine is his first movie before he became Aquaroid Man with his cute little muscles. He was literally like, he played an Aboriginal, which I don't think he is. I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm just saying I don't think Jason Momoa is an Aboriginal. Are you looking that up, Murray?
No.
Going from one awful scene
He's
to
from
another.
Hawaii. I'm pretty sure he's a native of Hawaii.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Although maybe that counts as Aboriginal for Hawaii. What do I know?
does.
But he was playing an American Aboriginal, which already annoyed me.
Native American.
Going from one awful scene to the other as they travel from one terrible sight gag to another got tiresome 2 minutes into the road trip. And then it went on and on and on and on and on for another hour and 35 minutes. On top of all this, the kids in this movie were ridiculous. I don't know who was pretending to be as they're portraying these characters that were like, these are not real people. Like, I don't know what this was written for. I've never seen a family more Brady Bunch. They were more Brady Bunch than the Brady Bunch. But what I can tell you is that the writers must have been so embarrassed that they wrote this, that they chose not to write many more films after this. They wrote, I think, one more movie, and that was it. So apparently there was a message there. Don't write any more movies. Originally, I had thought I had seen this movie before, but I was mixing that up with the Robin Williams movie RV. Only Cedric and the family were much more Brady Bunch than even Robin Williams was. And of course, a terrible road trip movie wouldn't be the same until Cedric played multiple characters in the film to show his versatile acting chops. It was a rage.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
It was so bad.
Jason Momoa identifies as Native Hawaiian, his race, and Polynesian, his ethnicity.
There you go. I don't think he's from Indiana or wherever they were.
Well, as I recall, Johnny Depp is not Native American either.
Yes,
And
we know that.
He played Tonto.
He played Tonto. I think he played an Aboriginal in... Wasn't that... No, he didn't. What's that one movie he was in? Anyway.
Dead Man?
Yes, Dead Man. He wasn't playing an Aboriginal in that one, though, was he?
Oh, no.
It was Jim Jarmusch, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They
it was Jim
should just
Jarmusch
get
movie.
Adam Beach for everything.
They should. Why is Adam Beach not in everything? Although I'm glad Adam Beach did not ruin his career by being in this movie, because it was awful. All right. So, this week, what did you say, Murray? We get to rage or dare.
Or dare.
What are we doing? We pulling from Murray's stank bag or...
What are our options?
We're
either
going from the
Murray-
dare bag
I think last
or
time.
from Murray's succulent, juicy bag of goodness. Where is your juicy bag of goodness, Merman?
It's the ice cream bucket of
Just
rage.
keep bucket.
Feeling like icy goodness?
Trying to.
Vegan ice cream?
Last time I chose from Murray.
It was,
like pretty good.
And then the last time you chose... Yeah, he gave us due date, which
I know,
to me was
which
a rage.
pretty good.
It was pretty awful.
It had.
Make a decision. Shit or get off the pot.
TikTok, boys.
Well, that's our decision. It's not. It's both of us, right?
You're always complaining that you don't get to have enough voice. Now you have one. I want you to own this choice.
I want you to want me.
Now he's just stalling.
He's stalling for time.
There's a whole lot of stuff in that dare bag. Let's go dare bag.
All right, here we go. We could be regretting this.
No, it'll be good.
Well, I know we're going to regret it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to regret it.
I'm gonna love it.
Okay.
What do we watch?
You are not going to like this. It's
No?
called Dance Flick from 2009.
No,
Yep, that's what we're seeing.
I don't want to. Okay, I would like to choose from Murray's bucket, please.
Too late.
Too late, baby, now it's
This
too
isn't even a
late.
movie.
I believe it's one of those parody
There's-
movies.
There's no movie called Dance Flick.
There
You're
is
wrong.
100% movies called Dance Flick from 2009.
Whatever.
Looking it up right now.
Is it a parody movie?
My guess is
Like
yes.
Scary Movie and those ones?
Yep, but I think it's about a dance
Or
flick.
dancing, because it's all those crappy dance movies.
No,
Yes.
it's. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. I haven't even seen it, and I know.
I think it actually did get a release in the theaters. It's actually
Yes,
ringing
it
a
did.
bell.
There you go.
There you go. Well, stay tuned, faithful listeners, as we will be talking about Dance Flick possibly next week.
Awesome.
But we might be putting our Rage or Dare on hold until we get past the holiday seasons, because we need to do a Christmas episode and we need to do a Krampus episode, and we're just chock full of fun until then. So when we come back fresh and revitalized in January, we'll be seeing Dance Flick.
There you go.
Okay, thanks Ragers for listening. Super Rage love to our members, Julene from It Goes Down in the PM podcast, James and Philip for their continued financial and moral support. Thanks to the extended Film Rage crew of Leonard Conlon, Bex Goose, Tony, and Nat from their artistic contributions to our show. You can find their homes on our show notes. Thanks to our sponsor, Canyon Meadows Cinema. Go and support your local independent cinemas as we come out of COVID and as we stay in COVID, probably for the rest of our lives, because they need your money. Find us on social media, Twitter, Instagram at Film Rage YYC. Follow us on Audea, AUDEA.io, and search Film Rage YYC for bite-sized film reviews. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, where we have lots of stuff and all our reviews we've ever done and links to all of our shows, including merch, which I think is on sale right now. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails, as we've already talked about, to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please make us rage. Please? That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.